Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Shades of Reality. On today's show, I have a very, very special guest by the name of Wisdom. Wisdom is a conscious rapper hailing from Manchester. His lyrics emphasise the everyday mental and physical struggles of individuals and diverse groups from low socio-economic backgrounds. Wisdom is also an evangelist, I can't say that ever, with a mission to show others the truth through his creative journey. He's also the founder of his brand Legendary Living. Wisdom has worked with many artists, including Lakeith Rashad, is that right? Lakeith Rashad.
Yep.
Yeah. Brogan, Jay Liz, Mosley, and has upcoming collaborations with some artists over in the States.
Yep.
He also has an album dropping in September. And yeah, he's just in the process of getting that all sorted and prepared for that. So Wiz, thanks for joining me, coming all the way from Manchester. It was such a pleasure.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here as well.
Yeah, man. Where did it all start, Wiz? On this, you know that I've been a fan for a while.
Yeah.
You know I've been following you for a while.
Yeah.
Where did it all start? The journey?
From a very young age, there was MCing in it. That's like a lot of people who's like a couple of years older than me in school, they used to MC and I was inspired by them. But then from a more personal perspective, it was like I was very mute as a child, you know what I mean? I was very mute, I didn't really speak much. So as I got older, I started to learn to express myself through music and writing. And something that I've always been good at in life is writing. Like I've done well in school in English, but I didn't do well in other subjects. But like writing, I got like good grades, and it just became a way to express myself, to get things out, rather than leaving everything inside internally.
Legendary living, lemon pepper. So tell me how they took our freedom, we weren't free before. And why is every rich man on my block still needing more? If money makes you feel pure, I ain't scared of death, like that ain't something that I've seen before. These cards have been dealt, I roll the dice and I'll see the board. Play my music all over the world so I don't need to tour.
It became a way to express myself, to get things out. And yeah, it's like I knew that something was being done with my pain. I knew that my pain was being used for a positive reason for other people. At first, I didn't understand that it was more a selfish thing. It was more me expressing myself to heal myself. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so it was all about self.
Yeah.
And trying to.
Yeah. It was like there was things I was writing on the page that I didn't even understand that I've been through. Do you know what I mean? Or I didn't understand things that have happened. But when I write on the page, it comes out, and then it's like once it's out, and then it's gone. It's like you kind of deal with it. It was a way of healing myself, and then it's been used now to heal a lot of other people's pain and that.
So did you start off always consciously rap? Because I've met you as a conscious rapper kind of thing.
No, this is embarrassing, but I started off MCing. But the kids older than me, they seen a talent in me when I was young, and they were like, no, this kid's like very, very good.
What kind of MCing was it then? Was it just like, low vibrational lyrics? Or was it, what would you say? Was you rapping about the word, or was you rapping about... It's just
like the Wiley kind of MCing, do you know what I mean?
So like street kind of culture, like...
Yeah, like coldest bros, coldest bars of the coldest flows, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So you done all that. And so who was you inspired by, Wiley, would you say? Who inspired you?
I wasn't inspired by any artist, it was the guys in the school in it, because they was like 3 years above me, and as you know, we always look up to the people who are in the higher years. And they used to do it in school, etc., on the Astro and that, and then I just like obviously used the lyrics that I had, and they were just all a bit gassed. And then from then, as I got older, I think I was about 16 years old, and that's when I really started to write and express myself, because I was hurting inside. You know what I mean? I was hurting inside. I was very confused and I didn't understand a lot of things. So the way that I would express myself was just through the paper.
Interesting. Would you say that's due to childhood trauma and whatnot, and you just like kind of put it through the paper?
Not necessarily childhood trauma, because one thing is like we grow up thinking that we're all hard done to, but everybody suffers in life, and everybody as their own kind of suffering as well. Or someone might think someone else's pain is worse than others, but it's just all suffering. You understand? It's all suffering. It plays on your emotions. It hardens your heart. It makes you selfish and think about yourself. Like it gives you a victim mentality, doesn't it? Yeah. And I had that victim mentality for a long time. So
is that through your teenage years?
More teenage years. Yeah. Like my mum lost 2 babies when she was 19 years old. So I understand it would have been hard for her to have a child when she's not grieved properly. And then she has a child a year later, or 2 days before the day that she lost them, on their anniversary. So me and my mum just had a little bit of arguing, and in school I was quite different. You know what I mean? So some of the kids would see me emceeing with these older kids, and they just started to not like me and that. In school I was quite alone.
Kids your age?
Yeah, the kids in my year. Because in school I was quite a lone character. I was more like the girls were all mad about me and that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not even like a physical thing. Just I don't know. They just felt like I had something different. And the guys in my year, I wasn't really part of them.
No. Would you say he was more mature guy? That's why the older guys kind of took to you and the girls liked you because you was more mature, probably. I don't know. It sounds like it. I could be wrong, but
I don't know if it was maturity. I think it was just being different in it. And sometimes people don't understand when you have a target on your back. It's because you've been called for something different. You know what I mean? A lot of people who go through really, really traumatic things, it's like it's God who's going to use them for something very, very big in the future, and He's going to use all the darkness that you've been through to be able to create the light out of it.
If you let Him.
Yeah, if you let Him. Yeah. It's not even if you let Him. It's more a sense of if you choose to let Him. Because God gives us free will in it. So
He does, but some of us don't know if it is. I think some of us. Don't you think some of us don't know if it's Him trying to do that? Probably think it's something just horrible happening to them and they're trying to fight it. As humans, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah, but
how do people know when it's Him?
You have to know the difference, don't you? Because what I've learned on my journey with having a relationship with God, etc. Like I've learned that being alive and feeling dead, is very different to being alive with God and being spiritually alive. Because we're born with a physical birth, but we're born spiritually dead to God, and people don't understand that. So this is, I had a revelation recently from God. Depression is being dead to God. That's what it actually is. And that's why you feel the way you feel, because there's no relationship, there's no contact with the Creator in the world. So
that's why there's mental health is on a sky
high
rise. Yeah, I agree with that as well.
And the UK especially is, like the place known for the most darkest.
Do you think it's worse than America?
America's
bigger though. I think more happens there because it's bigger. Would you say?
I think there's more God in America.
Do you?
Yeah,
that's
definitely
interesting.
There's more God in a lot of other countries. The UK.
I agree. Why would you say there's more God in America? That's interesting. You say that.
Because some of the things I watch online, like the pastors preaching and the preachers speaking and stuff.
Do you think it's because it's bigger, so there's room for more people to find? Because here it's so dense and so small. So when it does, corruption can spread easily, kind of thing.
Course.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sin is like COVID, isn't it?
It's loud, it's very loud over here. It's very in your face. So, it's... And
I think a lot of people don't understand as well.
Yeah, and me.
You know what I mean?
And me. I do. I used to be like, oh, yeah, but I do genuinely think people don't know.
Yeah, they don't. Because I didn't know for a long time.
Nor did I.
Because...
I think, you know what? I'm going to be honest, like really truthful. I think I've always known deep down since a child, but because of my environment, I've had to. No, I never had to. I was brought up to think that was right. Does that make sense? And that's why I think I've always been in conflict with things and people around me, because I've always been like, this isn't right. But then, because you're a child, you're kind of forced to, and then it's like you're rebelling. Does that make sense? And then you're on your own then, and then you're scared. You're like thinking, well, I've got to stick with them because I'm going to be on my own. And then you got to just... Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel that's the kind of thing... Like, not saying anyone's perfect, but I think from a young age, I think it's in you. I think you're born with it. I really do. I think you can lose your way, but it's always going to come back to you. That's just what I think.
Do you mean like we're born with...
Not everyone. I don't think everyone's born with it. I think that because I was born in like a large, like I got the 6 of us on my mum's side and 5 of us on my dad's side, but on my mum's side there was 6 of us, and I was different. I'm different to them. I'm the 5th youngest. I'm the 2nd youngest, but I'm different.
How would you say you're different?
I've always been in standards, morals, like that's not like certain things that.
Is that what you think, no, or is that
no, just like with like, you know, like the scriptures.
Yeah.
Like without me reading the scriptures.
Right.
I'd be like.
Yeah. That's because you're purposing it.
This is what I'm saying, but because I've always been in conflict. Like, why am I different now? Why can't I just adjust to everything?
Because
why can't I adjust to my family and the way they are, or
my
adjust to things?
My answer to that would be, sorry to interrupt you, but my answer to that would be, from the beginning, before we even had a physical birth, God already knew what your purpose was going to be.
I agree.
Do you understand? And some people have bigger purposes than other, and I'm not talking about in the world, like someone might be a football player and someone might play for Altrincham FC, or might play for a low
division.
A low division, I'm not really a football fan, to be honest, as you can tell. A lot of people with the things that they have in life, their achievements and success, it's by chance, innit? It's by the grace of God, because they're choosing to go their own way in life, which is not what we've been called to do.
The world way.
The world
follow their dreams and careers.
What they want, what they feel.
Like footballers or whatever you want to do, that's following the world,
And because somebody can be successful, they feel like God's on their side. But it's the grace of God
it's a grace,
that everybody already has. Even people that don't believe in Him, they have grace in it.
Definitely.
Like there's many times when I've been attacked spiritually from as young as I was in a house fire when I was a baby, and the fire brigade saved me. And there's been many other occasions where I could have been took out, and by the grace of God, I'm still here. You know what I mean? And glory to God for that. I'm very grateful.
So do you think do you think all of us have a purpose, is if you're willing to live in it, kind of thing? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, and I think that's the conflict kind of thing. Yeah, because you don't want to kind of go against the norm, do you?
No.
And that's where I've been in conflict. Like, I need to fit in. I need to, but I can't, because
the reason why
you have to turn your back on people you love, or your people. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it doesn't feel right though, and that's where the conflict is, because you keep going back because you're like, no, this isn't loyal. You're supposed to be loyal to, but it's not.
But you know what that is though? It's a lot of manipulation. It's spiritual manipulation from people's dead flesh. Do you understand? So say like you've got a family member, for example, and they're like, oh, you need to do this, or you need to do that,
or stop doing this, or do this, or why have you done that?
They're telling you what you need to do, or you might have a family member who you fear.
Just anything negative.
Do what they have to do. No, it's manipulation. It's a spirit of manipulation.
Oh, in that sense, I get you now. Sorry,
it's a spirit of manipulation.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, when people try and make you feel bad for making decisions that don't suit them or anything like that. Because it's not about you or them. It's about suiting the whole.
100%. Yeah.
Did you understand me, kind of 100%. Thing? So I do definitely get that. So, when did you change into being when did the conscious rapping start?
Do you know what? It's always been conscious.
It's always,
like even before the transformation in my life, even before the transformation in my life, it was always conscious. It was never from a glorification kind of point. And I think that's just been the way that my heart has been in it. But you have to understand it's generational as well.
Yes.
Do you understand? So like 4 generations in my family, I got told by a prophet once that there was someone who was on it with God. Like there was a Christian, and he lived by being set free from the way that the world thinks we should live, and they had a purpose and stuff like that. And then as the generations went on, that got took away. So then you have to understand your parents are not going to bring you up to live in this right way, I wouldn't say
because
right.
They don't know as well.
Way, to live the only way, I would say that the only way.
That's better.
if they don't know.
If they don't know,
You know what I
100%. Because
My mum didn't tell me
Yeah.
about God. My
Yeah.
mum didn't tell me about church.
Yeah.
Like, I never knew anything about
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean? I was just brought up quite confused and having feelings that I couldn't explain and thinking, why are they so different to me? Or
You see, I think what you found him, but I think like, a lot of us have been brought up knowing who God is or supposed to be,
but it's G-O-D though, innit?
and it's the God of the world's represented to them. So everyone, not even our mums and their mums, and none of us have been told the right way. Does that make sense? And
And
we've been,
some people don't understand that there's even been a disconnection. Do you know what I mean?
what, within the generate.
No, a disconnection from humans and God, innit? Some people don't understand that.
You
And
reckon?
this is what you find out when you take that journey, and you know, through reading the Word of God, which I believe myself is the only truth that we have left in this world, and through reading that Word it's like the way that God has given us to not live the way that we're living. Do you understand? When people are choosing to live in darkness, they don't know that. They think, oh, we're living in a dark life,
It's
a
about
dark
being
world.
happy and doing what we want.
But
and-
there is a way out.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, if I make so much money, there's a way out. But money is not the way out.
It's discipline though, isn't it? And
Yeah,
when we're in a world full of temptation,
yeah, we are. You're right.
you know,
Yeah.
it's all about
But
like,
we're being.
how would you
We're being enticed into that temptation,
Yeah.
though, aren't we?
how would you, what would be your advice to people that are, you know, that
How can I advise people?
how did you, not in that sense, but you've come from a dark place and you've got out that dark place through the word of God. Would you say environment matters? What helped you kind of go on that journey? How did you seek that? Did you have to, you know,
God seeks us, you know.
God's, yeah.
We think that we seek Him, or
He
we
comes-
think,
yeah.
you know, I might think when I was 21, I gave my life to God, but that isn't the truth, though, because He's been seeking me from a young age. But like I say, we're not
waiting for
taught
us.
about this. We don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like an unknown caller ringing your phone, and you answer, and you're like, and it's just silent. Like, God don't really connect with us, innit? He connects with us through people and through signs and etc. So yeah, I think that's what it was. It was just about being set free from myself. That is literally the truth.
And
innit?
how long have you been on this journey for?
9 years now.
9 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So because I met you about 3 years ago and you was always on that.
Yeah.
Knew of you from about 3
Yeah,
years ago.
but
and
like
it
I
was
say, though,
always-
even before I had a relationship with God, and I was always conscious, you know what I mean? Because I knew who I was. I didn't have to try and be someone else. I didn't have to try and, you know, put emotions into my music, and I believe some people lie in the music to try and fit in with other people.
So like simulation going on,
Yeah,
isn't there?
that's not something that I felt comfortable doing. I just, you know, I knew myself, and I would just be myself as well, because I find in this world you get a lot more accepted if you just be yourself,
Yeah.
rather than trying to be someone else. You get falsely accepted if you try and be someone else and fit in.
You
But
get
don't-
thousands of followers, and it's not
There you
real,
go.
is it? Because when you're on, you know, as we know, Instagram and social media,
Yeah,
it's just a click.
dangerous, isn't it?
If you don't know, it's dangerous if you're not aware.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't know, innit? That's the thing. Like, this is what I mean. What we're speaking about. Yeah, this has gone completely different to the music and that. But you know, just let it's.
No, but it's the same because your music,
Yeah,
it's
it
about
does,
that,
it does.
really.
And the fact that
you know what I mean? He
yeah,
raps it,
the
so
fact that I have such a, you know, quite a good audience as well. Yeah, is quite mad, because, you know, I know another artist in America who speaks about the same type of stuff as me, and they don't really get thingy, because the minute you mention that word, God or whatever,
it's like people's
people's hurt kicks in, and guilt and conscience.
accountability,
And
responsibility.
there you go.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
So, for me, it was more people were messaging me saying, "Oh, this song really helped me," or, you know, I had a guy message me once saying that his son was autistic and he used to have bad tantrums and that, and he'd listen to my music and calm down. But there's something deeper than that. It's not what I'm saying. There's something
sound,
deeper than
the
that
waves
for such a
and
young
stuff like
child
that.
who can't hear what I'm saying, to have a feel with it. Do you know what I mean?
Words, sound, and power.
Yeah,
That's
of
what it
course.
is, definitely.
Of course.
You've got over 300,000 views on YouTube, on your channel, was through tribute. Was that that from a tribute song?
So the first song that I actually made...
You've done a few tributes, haven't you?
Yeah. The first song that I actually made, was called Grief. And this is when I'd been baptized, I changed my life, and then I'd gone back to that other kind of life. But in the song, I'm specifically speaking about calling out to be set free, because I'm having a lot of issues in my life again, what I was set free from. But at that point, I didn't understand the concept of being set free because of what I've come from in it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying because I've come from bad stuff, I just mean I come from a council estate. Yeah, not many people...
Disadvantage, just that really.
There you go, not many people on the council estate have a mind of being set free, because we have to do things in it by what we're told to do.
It's more of a prison, isn't it? A box. You keep yourself.
The council tell you what to do. Authority tell you what to do. I'm not saying anything against authority, but it's the way they are.
The way they are. It's who's in authority as well.
There's no loving authority, and especially now. Like, if you look around now, there's just they don't care. They care about what they care about in it, and that's if someone else is making
standards of living have gone down.
Standards of living, and if someone else is making money and it ain't being taxed, then they want it back.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Because the love of money is the root in it.
It's root of all evil. In healthcare, in finance, everything has just gone down the standards, hasn't it? And so, it's quite sad. It is quite sad. Tell us about you supported an artist was it Manchester?
Our dads.
Who was that?
Our dads.
Our dads.
Yeah.
Is that who you supported?
Yeah. I opened up for him in it. That was a mad one, because I actually grew up listening to him from the age of like 16 onwards. Benny Banks, our dad's Joe Black. I listened to rappers who were talking about the same stuff as me.
You could relate to,
I was inspired by rappers like that as well. I never really listened to all that, dark, evil music. I wanted to listen to someone who had the same story in it. Because, like I say, that my pain heals people. Listening to someone else's heals yours as well. Knowing that you're not the only person in that position.
Going through the situation,
yeah. But I opened up for our dads. That was a good one, because when you listen to artists and then you're with them, it's quite honouring, you know what I mean? And it's not like I look up to him or I idolise him or anything like that. It's just...
You say inspiration. You can be inspired though, can't you? There's nothing wrong with that.
Everyone's inspired by someone else.
You got to be, or something.
I don't care what people say.
Something.
Everybody
100%.
is inspired by somebody else. That is a fact.
I have to agree.
Yeah. But so go back into the tributes. There was my friend Tyrell. We sadly passed away. That was the first one I made. And there was an artist called Chaos. Yeah, he's from London. Have you heard of Chaos? Somalian guy. No. Well, he's
Is it
good.
UK rap?
Yeah. You don't listen to it.
You can't miss it. It's on the mainstream now. But I'm not. Probably when I'm doing exercising. But no.
I got the video done, etc. And I just, I had it in my heart to do it for the family's reason and for the comfort of his friends. And he was a big character, Tyrell. Do you know what I mean? He had a lot about him. He was a big character. So it was nice to show that, who he was. Because I feel like when people pass away, they forgot about. So I had this kind of feeling in my heart to make him be remembered for who he was.
Keep his name alive, kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. And it's it's not my, it's not. I'm not saying that in a way like I can keep their name alive. I'm saying that was just something I had in my heart. I wanted to keep people's name alive that we'd lost. So you had Tyrell, and then you've got Aiden.
My best friend, you fucking little fucker. Obviously, we're going to be
I never thought that this is how his story would end. To everybody, you was a brother, Aiden, more than a friend. All that drip that you dropped, you set more than a trend. Didn't need to pretend, you had more than you could spend. I know you're balling in peace like you did in the streets. I promise I've got come and key while you're resting in peace. I promise. Our real soldiers, what you're destined to be. The family's lost now, we just lost the biggest piece of the tree. My heart.
Aiden, yes.
Aiden was my cousin, and then you got Brandon.
You got what you want now. Me and Jay Liz are on the song. It just really hurts my heart that we're writing it cause you're gone. I don't even know what to say when I keep speaking to your mum. Cause I ain't ever seen a love like this between a mum and son. And you both picked me up when I was down in the dumps. So I promise I got your mum till there's no breath up in my lungs. I can't even explain the fact I'll never see your face. You always used to wind me up or cheer me up most days. At least I know that you're safe for all them times that I prayed. So please save me a place for when we meet at heaven's gate.
Brandon, that one
was
as well,
like my
yeah.
little brother.
Was there one you had a girl in the song? There was a girl featured. Brogan.
Yeah, that was the one for my cousin Aiden who passed away.
Aiden, yeah.
And then after that you got Ezekiel. You know, he was like my best friend. That was someone who I met and we were both on the same level. You know, we had a similar backstory, similar transformation story. He had a brand, Veve Apparel, and I met him. Do you know why I actually met him? He messaged me on Instagram. Saying yo in capital letters, yeah. So I ended up looking at the message and I just clicked the thumbnail and the guy looked like Blade Brown, yeah, and I'm thinking, what does this guy want from me, innit? He was built like that with his hands like that, and I thought, oh, what is this? And he said, I'm doing a rooftop show for my brand, you know, to like bring his brand out and have a couple of models and stuff on stage showing his clothing. Do you want to perform? And I said, yeah. And he's like, right, I'll see what I can pay you. I said, no, I don't want paying, bro, because I know there's more meaning to what I'm doing in it. Yeah, so I don't want paying from it. But yeah, we had a really good relationship, and you know, he done well with his brand very, very well, and he had a vision. He started off with hats, and then he moved on to you know, doing girls' clothes, babies' clothes, kids' clothes. You know, he done very well with that. But it was when he passed away that his brand went bigger. And life shouldn't have to be like that.
No, but it, sadly... Yeah.
Sadly is.
Not all the time, but a lot of people capitalise and stuff
like
that.
Yeah, so when I met Ezekiel, I went to see him and he took me into the factory because he had a friend who owned a factory, does all the uniforms across Manchester, you know, the embroidery and that. He took me to the factory and he showed me one of his brand. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, the jumper was bad. I was like, yo, that is bad. And he threw it to me and he said, have that. Do you know what I mean? So that sign of love from a stranger, I was just like, wow. Because it's like 40, 50 quid the jumper. And he just threw it at me. I still got it to this day. It's my favourite jumper that I've got, to be honest. But yeah, he was an inspiring guy, do you know what I mean? He had a lot of inspiration.
So it's good to try and keep the name going, isn't it? Like,
yeah, of course. Of everyone that's passed away, yeah, just like a legacy, innit?
Yeah.
And then that's where the brand stems from, Legendary Living.
Okay,
because
yes.
My quote behind that is, legends that are here living and legends that have left but forever live on in us.
So your brand was inspired off
losing people,
people.
yeah. And
okay.
Also, you know, the music side of it, losing people in life, the music side of it, and then bringing all that together, and the music videos, you know, legends that are here living, yeah. So people who are doing inspirational things.
Why they're still here.
Yeah, why they're still here. And then legends that have left but forever live on in us, you know, the memories, the inspirations as well. So yeah, that's where that kind of stemmed from. You know what I mean? I think when people see legendary living, they think I'm legendary living.
But you're talking about the people.
Yeah,
it's the meaning of it.
It was about
Definitely.
the legacies that people have left behind as well.
Tell us about your evangelist journey. When did that start? Because that's a big thing, as well as what you do.
I've always been intense. You know what I mean? I've always been intense. And I think that stems from mental health as well. Do you know what I mean? I think that stems from mental health. It stems from the past trauma, PTSD, etc. You know, growing up and whatnot. Obviously, generational as well. It's also generational. You know, my dad had mental health. He was a paranoid schizophrenic from a very young age, at 19 years old. So yeah, I was always intense, and then when he ended up taking a different life route, you're on fire in it. I don't think you understand what I mean. So when you've had your eyes closed for so long, yeah, and then your eyes are opened and you go from blind to be able to see, like, spiritually, because there's a lot of people in the world who see spiritual things, yeah, but it's darkness in it. Like, I believe, it's darkness. It's not the right kind of spiritual.
What do you mean? In what sense? So I was using an example because, it could be anything, like.
So I believe, yeah, that.
So this could help people, this could, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I believe that psychics, yeah, mediums.
No, don't mess with them.
Psychics, mediums, the evil eye. And this is one that a lot of people are attaching onto.
It's not from God, though. It's not from the Most High. I don't even like the word God. It's not from the Most High.
Yeah, Most High in it, the Most High above all. So if you go right back to the beginning, what you learn about in the Word of God, yeah, Adam and Eve, and people know the story. Everybody knows it. You learn it in school, yeah. You won't now, but you did.
Yeah.
Our generation did, yeah.
Yeah.
If you go back to Adam and Eve, the thing what I find so powerful about that in the Word of God, yeah, is it's like looking in the mirror. Do you understand? It's like, why do I do this? Yeah. Why do I feel like this when I do these things? And how did I end up doing this kind of stuff? Do you know what I mean? Because some people, I'm not going to lie, in life I got to some dark places where I was like, I'm not talking dark as in feeling dark, I'm talking about, doing some dark stuff, and I'm thinking, how have I, from this innocent little Austin who never spoke, yeah, how have I got to this? But when something is put in our heart, yeah, when something is seen with our eyes and then it's put in our heart, it comes to life. Do you know what I mean? If you watch a film...
Manifest?
No.
In what sense?
Manifest, like, it depends what you mean by manifest. Do you mean manifest what you want? Yeah.
No, because you can't control, like, you might not be able to control it.
What you want. You can control
You can control it, but you know what you're saying.
You know what you're saying?
Yeah, you're saying when something gets put in your heart.
Yeah, it comes to life, innit?
Yeah.
Because when something is put in your heart, the heart is the most deceitful above all things.
Is that without your control? Is that what you're trying to say?
The human heart, yeah, is deceitful above all things. So that means what you feel is not true.
Yeah, emotions and stuff.
What you think is not true.
Yeah, I understand that.
If I think now, oh, he's a muppet, yeah, I wouldn't think that. But if I thought he's a muppet, does that mean that he is a muppet?
No.
It means that I thought.
It's a perspective.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling it from wherever.
People are living with their thoughts, thinking that their thoughts are so
true.
right and true.
Fact, yeah.
That they're starting to have friction with people they love because they believe what they think is true and they believe what they think is true, and the funniest thing is they're both wrong.
They're both wrong, yeah.
They're both wrong. It's an opinion.
Yeah, it's opinion. Yeah, they're not facts.
The only truth that we do have is
the word.
Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah, definitely. The only truth we do have is the word of God in it. And if you read that and you'll
understand life better.
Yeah, of course you will, 100%.
And you'll start making them changes slowly. Yeah, you'll understand yourself. You'll understand better. People as well, and who they are. And
you understand God better.
Yeah.
For who he really is and not who the world's showing him to be.
Do you think it helps you to manoeuvre more as well around?
Yeah, 100%.
In places of darkness as we are in.
100%, because you don't even focus on it.
Yeah.
Because it gives you the strength and the courage to not focus on it. This world and the way that it is with the sin in it, yeah. Let's go to sin, because I feel that's a powerful subject to touch on, because I believe people know what the word is, but I don't believe they actually know what it is in it. So, to my understanding and my belief, yeah, sin is doing what you want to do, going your own way, and it's not just that, it's also the feelings that you have that you can't control, yeah, the things you think that you can't control, and the things you say that you can't control.
Yeah.
And people think that if someone was to ask me the question, what do you mean by that? So let's say you go out on a night out with your friends, yeah, and you end up having a drink and you didn't want a drink. You when you was going out, you weren't going to have a drink, right? but then you end up having a drink because you felt enticed or because someone else done something, then you feel to fit in. Yeah, like we were talking about, you feel to fit in, and then the next day is when you have to deal with it. Yeah. Or for another example, if someone was to take someone's life, in that moment of the madness, they will do it. But then, as soon as they come down and come back to what they are, their identity in God. Oh, why did I do that? I can't believe I've done this. I'm going to have to hand myself in. Oh, no. And that's what sin is. It's control over us that we don't know we have no control over. Yeah. But that's what it is. It's put into your mind. It's thoughts that are put into your mind from a place of darkness. It's thoughts that are put into your feelings from a place of darkness because it's put into your heart. And people are very confused and they don't even know. Do you know what I mean? Because they think they're so right in everything, they don't know. They're very confused because we live in a very confusing society, don't we? You know, your friend might say that grass is green and your other friend might say that grass is purple, and until you see for yourself that the grass is green, they still might be saying no, the grass is purple.
You've got to be strong in what you...
Yeah, 100%. They still might say, nah, that grass is purple, and you say, but I can see it, it's green. And they're like, nah, it's purple. That's literally a society that we live in now, innit? And people don't like being themselves as well, and that's something that I've learned. Yeah.
Is that what's made? Because you could have been mainstream.
Oh, I definitely could have.
Is that one of the reasons why? Because of the word, you just.
Yeah. Because it says in Proverbs 27, in the word that God tests a man's heart with a little bit of fame. Yeah. I had opportunities, I'll be honest. The first one, I'm not going to mention any names, just for the sake of respect and that. But the first one, I took a deal. Yeah, it was a distribution deal. There wasn't no big advance or anything like that, so I felt like it was the right thing because there wasn't a big advance. Yeah, but it wasn't the right thing because I wasn't feeling like I was being supported for. Like I was literally thinking, what did you want me for? Do you understand? And when you think about it, it's because people see that they can get something out of you. The same way that the world is kind of going. You're only having relationships with people if you can give them something and they can get something out of you.
We're using people instead of using things. We're supposed to use things and love people, not love
that's
things
powerful,
and use people.
That is very powerful.
And we're using people and loving things, and it's been like this for decades.
Using people to feed your own self.
And until we start using things, the things that God has gave us to use, and start loving people, it's not...
But you can't love people if you don't love yourself. You believe you can?
No, I agree.
And you can't love yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You know why I paused? Because I was going to say we need to be careful because, right.
Yeah, I know
Me and you,
that.
we're on a level so we can speak, but certain people,
I am trying to be...
loving yourself, people can take that the wrong way. Well, loving yourself is all about self.
No,
Remember,
no.
yeah or no?
Just knowing your self-worth, knowing your identity.
Yeah, having standards.
Knowing what you're here for.
Yeah, and having standards and morals and discipline, because it's hard. That is a hard life to live. People think when you've got standards and morals, it's hard because you have to maintain them and go against the grain. Do you know how hard that is?
Yeah, definitely.
You have to break away from people. You have to, you have to go for a fight. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, if people don't hate you, you're not. I've got we all go do things, using whatever. But you was right in that sense. It's the hardest thing to do, is to live in the truth, in the word. Because people are too worried about what other people think or what they might say. But I think because there's so much corrupt, because we're living in, Babylon, as the Bible will say.
I read that yesterday.
Babylon.
That's mad.
Babylon, right, it says in the Bible, come out of her, my people, run for your lives. And the reason why it says that is because you can't change Babylon. Babylon's there for a reason. You have to come out of Babylon, or you'll be corrupt by Babylon.
Have you read the word?
Yeah.
Or have you read where you've felt it?
I've read it all before, years ago, but I'm going through it again.
Differently.
Slowly. I'm reading the Apocrypha now, but I'm doing it slowly.
Right, okay, so Ecclesiastes, yeah?
Ecclesiastes, one of my favourite books.
It says that history merely repeats itself. Yeah. Nothing under the sun is new. Yeah. Everything has been done before.
Everything.
So, if you think about that, and I mean think about that, don't just listen to it. If you think about that, history merely repeats itself, you can clearly see that history has repeated itself in life, yeah. And some people, I feel like they're a bit too worried about what other people
That's
think.
what it is. They're all they think, I'm gonna people. When you break free of that, you know, you
What would you class as religion?
A cult.
Break it down, though.
A cult, a group of people that. I've been to a church, I've been to a synagogue, I've been to, you know, the Roman Catholic Church, I've been to, you know, Israelite, you know, kind of. I've been in a mosque, in a gurdwara. I'm not involved. I respect it. Because like I said, other people need that. I don't need religion. Because I follow the word. It's already in me. Yeah? I'm not perfect. I've gone off. I've come
Some
back
people
on.
believe that's a religion, don't it?
What? The word?
Some people believe that, you know, God is a religion, having a relationship with Christ is a religion.
It's whatever they want, but I can't. The Abrahamic religions, the mainstream religions, I don't follow any of them.
You know what religion in the Bible is everything against God? Do you know that, innit?
Well,
Do you know that,
divides
innit?
people, innit?
Eh?
Religion is here to
But
divide.
if you
and
go
conquer.
if you look through the books in the Word of God, yeah, the people that were sent by God and were prophets and had a promise to fulfill a covenant with God, you know, they were with God, innit? But then you've got the other people that God speaks about, the religious people.
The groups
Okay,
and stuff, yeah.
the religious people,
Yeah.
the religious people, and I'm not saying no examples.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying
Not
no
gonna go there, 'cause
examples.
that's
Yeah,
we haven't got enough time for that.
No, but you have the religious people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is. What do you believe your
Emphasis.
relationship? What do you believe your relationship with God is? That's what they think themselves, innit? That's what they think. Yeah, but
remember, it's thousands and thousands of years of brainwashing. This religion thing is.
yeah, of course, man.
Do you understand me? But like I
Yeah.
said, it saves lives. Religion has saved people's
And then
lives.
you've got the devil when
Some people need it. Me
when he
personally.
gets a religious person to do something
Yeah.
dark, then
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, nah, God's not real, he done that. The
They
whole
use
point,
God- yeah.
the whole
Like I said,
point
yeah.
is we're the problem, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
We're the
us.
problem, and it's right in the beginning that we are the problem.
It's a culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Culture's made from man. Culture is, you know, what we want it to be, isn't it?
I believe culture is what man wants it to
Yeah,
be. Yeah,
100%.
1000%.
Even though it's, you know, everything's from God, but man has manipulated things, and we always say the devil, but we've got choice to allow the devil into our
Let's use
space.
this as an example, yeah.
Okay.
I know people. Don't feel any judgment. Yeah, there's no judgment whatsoever. But I know people, and I'm only saying this now because God has shown me this. He's revealed this to me for a reason. Yeah, I know people that have took the same journey as me. Yeah. Read the word. Okay, so there's no condemnation for those that are with Christ Jesus and live according to His will. Yeah, that's a very, very that's brought up a lot. You know what I mean? For people who have a relationship with God and still sin, because they can't have the strength to not do it. There's no condemnation. There's no condemnation. I've heard that myself loads of times. Yeah, Christ don't condemn us because we're with Christ. But are you with Christ though? Are you living for God's will? Are you?
Is that the Christians that say that?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say
or are you glorifying God but still doing what you want to do? And because you say it's for the glory of God, yeah.
just to justify your actions.
There
kind
you go,
of thing.
yeah. Because when you do God's will, it's very different. You know what I mean? Like there's many times where I've had accidents, come off bikes on the motorway, car crashes. You know, lots of other things that have happened in my life. Two of my friends tried to kill me one time. I was in my sleep. Two of my friends tried to kill me. You know,
intentionally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got strangled in my sleep, innit? Like I woke up being strangled in my sleep. And through the grace of God, I'm still here today. And I even retaliated and went back to do the worst thing that I could have possibly done. But I was still saved in that grace because I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. Yeah.
God says now.
Yeah. So there's many times where I could have died, yeah, when I gave my life to God when I was 21. And then there's many times where I could have died, and I used to think, no, I didn't. When I had a few times, I'm thinking, whoa, what's happening here? Car crashes, and I'm like, whoa, I know exactly why it happened. Yeah. The suffering in life is very different to the shake-ups in life. Yeah. So the shake-ups
Yeah.
are to put you back on path.
Experiences and sufferings, two different
Definitely to
things.
put you back on path.
Yeah.
Suffering happens, innit? We're born to suffer.
Yeah.
That's a true fact, and the only reason you can step out of suffering is by having peace in your heart,
Yeah.
eternal peace,
Yeah.
and having everlasting joy. Yeah.
'Cause- yeah, I agree. Because God's people, they don't suffer all the days of their life.
I've suffered still, but I've suffered from what's happening around me.
Exactly. Is it your suffering? Is it for other people's suffering?
Yeah, it's other
Do you
people's
understand me? Because
suffering.
you're an empath, because you are who you are, you're gonna.
Yeah, I
kind
feel.
of-
Yeah, I do.
You're gonna soak that up.
Yeah,
Do you
I
understand
feel
me?
I am
You
an
take
empath.
on
That's
that.
right.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
take
a lot
on
of
that.
things.
That's your.
But the suffering is that's natural, innit?
Yeah.
Because if we're going to talk about Jesus Christ, he never done no sin, and he suffered the worst
for
possible
us.
death in history, innit?
Do
So
you?
it's not what we do why we suffer. We suffer anyway.
We suffer anyway
Yeah.
because we're born into.
We have an enemy. The enemy hates us, innit? Comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Hates
Yeah.
us.
And it's all part of the process of trying to
1000%
get out
it
of
is.
that. The album coming September the 23rd.
Yeah.
Is that all in the name of the Most High? Glory
Yeah,
to
yeah,
God?
definitely. Yeah. You know, I've done things like I say, the shake-ups and that in
Yeah.
life. I wasn't in his will in it. I was in my will, but I had a relationship with him. But I was in my will. But I don't see the point of when you give your life to God, you have to understand. Okay, you mess up in it. It's not about you no more. It's about God and what He wants for you in it, because He knows better. Like your mum knows better for you. My mum used to always say, "Oh, don't go out with that kid, Austin." And I'd think, "Oh, why does she always go on at me?"
But then you realise.
And then I'd realise in the future, I'm like, I'd have to go back to her like the prodigal son. Yeah, like, you're right, mum. He was what he said he was. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's hard to do that, but it's just loving it. You know, my mum loved me and she wanted the best for me. So she didn't want me to go and do things that she had feelings or conscious feelings that was the wrong thing. Because you know, maturity, I'm not saying wisdom comes with age, but maturity is definitely a place of understanding, innit?
Yeah, I think it comes with milestones, what you go through and how
yeah,
you deal with
yeah.
it.
But yeah, the album, it's like, it's a lot of music that I've never released because I felt that God didn't want me to release it. I released the tributes there and then, and I put one freestyle out at one point because people were just saying, when are you going to drop something, when you're going to drop something, and then I put a freestyle out. But the whole thing of the album is about the transformation of me as a character, from knowing God to knowing it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of music that I've not released, where I've spoken on things that people haven't heard, and I think it's going to be powerful to see the transformation. Do you know what I mean?
I'm
Because
looking forward to it.
you know, you can give your life to God and have the grace of God in your life, and you know, by the grace you're still here. But there's a difference when you allow Him to change you from death to life. And this is what the album's going to be called, Reformation from Death to Life. Yeah.
And is that the ones with the artists from the United States? Are they getting
Yeah,
involved as well?
yeah. So I want to mention them actually.
Yeah,
I
go
really
on.
did want to
Quickly
mention
before
them.
we wrap it up.
Yeah. So it was mad how I met this artist. I seen him actually on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, sick. I know what he's on. He's only 16. And then there was another time where God wanted me to speak to him and, you know, give him some revelation, prophesy into his life. And I'd done that, and I could tell he was like a bit of a pride 16-year-old, but
Still
because he
young.
knew that was God speaking
Yeah.
and not me, then we was in. But yeah, it's called JN. It's called Jeremiah
yes.
Jeremiah Noel.
Wicked.
Nouel on Instagram. He's unreal. His voice is mad. And then the other one is STK Mills. Really, really good.
And they're going to be featured on the album.
Yeah, definitely. And they don't get no, you know, I've had a look on YouTube. The guy's dropped like 17 songs in a month.
Yeah.
And he's got like 1 or 2, 3 views on each one.
So you're there to kind of support him.
Yeah, because people that are blind cannot see kingdom things in it.
Got to wrap it up now.
And yeah, once your eyes are open, then you can see it. So when there's a big revival in the world, that's when that music will be used.
Ooh,
And
looking forward to
That's
it.
when I can't wait to drop the album though, man, because it's 9 years of music I never released, and every single song is in order as well.
Where can we find you? YouTube, Instagram?
My YouTube is Wisdombringsclarity, and you can find me on YouTube as AJ Wisdom.
And Instagram?
I've come off it at the moment.
Okay.
But it's Wisdom Brings Clarity.
Okay.
TikTok Wisdom Brings Clarity.
Okay.
But yeah, I just come off it at the moment for personal reasons, innit? Because I just sort of spend a bit more time in doing the right thing. But yeah.
Wisdom, thank you for joining me today. It was a pleasure sharing your wisdom and insights on the Most High and His glory.
Yeah.
An album out 23rd of September.
Yeah.
So people, make sure you go copy it. Is it got a major...
No, it'll be free, you know.
Free?
Yeah, it's just free. I don't want money from music. It'll just be on the platforms, innit? And any money that I do...
Oh, glory to God!
Yeah, of course, man. He's given me a heart to be able to do things that I wouldn't have been able to do previous in the flesh, you know what I mean? Like sending money to people abroad and, like, it's his money anyway. But rather than me going and buying some new trainers or buying a PS5 or, you know what I mean, I'm just giving that money, boom, just giving it to everyone. Because I've got, there's a young lad who approached me the other day on Instagram when I was on it, and he's in Gambia. And when I seen his conditions, man, it was terrible. And I sent him £19.50, what I had in the bank. Me and my fiance sent him £19.50, and he was absolutely over the moon with it. And seeing the smile on his face, compared to what that £19.50 could have done for me or my fiance,
priceless.
It was just, honestly, and it nearly brought me to tears, really did, because seeing what God can do when you let Him do what He wants to do is powerful.
Thanks, Wiz, for joining us.
No, thank you for having me on.
No problem. Thanks, guys, for watching.